this whole LeBron to L.A. thing, when you're a guy that's played, you live in Los Angeles, do you buy it at all, or is it just ridiculous?
I don't think he's going to do it. I mean, the more I started thinking about it, if he came to L.A., if it was the Clippers or if it was the Lakers, okay, whichever franchise, they're not guaranteed to get to the finals. So I think that would taint his legacy more than him going to finals and losing them. At least he's getting to the finals. He might have an opportunity. If he goes to the Lakers or the Clippers, they might get ousted in the second round. And then what does that do for him?
By the way, the All-Star weekend, the guys played a little bit of defense. And my theory is because LeBron played defense. LeBron's like, fellas, this thing last year was bad. This is in L.A. Let's save the All-Star game. I honestly believe LeBron had a steal early in the game, kind of saying, let's cinch it up a little bit, guys. This thing last year was Hot Dog City. You think I'm crazy on that?
No, I think it, but everybody bought in as well. You know, he could say it all he wants, but guys have to buy in and say, hey, you know what? We do have to put on a better show than what we're doing. Everybody's watching it. There's nothing else going on at this time. People are tuned in to watch some good basketball. They don't want to see Steph Curry lay on the ground and let somebody go and dunk on him. They want to see guys compete, you know, and I like the fact that they, you know, ratcheted up the money that they get.
Yeah.
That had a little something to do with it, too.
Last 7 minutes of the game were pretty good,
no, it was really good. That was one of the better All-Star games we've seen in the last few games.
Yeah, I think so.
Last few years.
Hey, by the way, Mark Cuban yesterday came out. I'm actually surprised he would say this publicly, and Mark Cuban has more problems on his hands this morning. There's a story out from Sports Illustrated about a daunting, corrosive, ugly culture of harassment all through the Mavericks organization, to which I think Mark Cuban is
in the front office.
In the front office. And it's not the players. It is the front office. And it is ugly. And Cuban, I think, to a large degree is responsible. He sets the tone. But yesterday, 2 days ago, he talked about on a podcast, I'm not sure why he said this publicly, he goes, you know, we tanked. And my theory on this whole tanking thing is, who the hell wants to go to a business that's tanking?
Nobody. And the thing I don't like about it, too, like last year, I do work with the Phoenix Suns, and they tanked last year. They put Eric Bledsoe on the bench, didn't let him play, to go get another 18, 19-year-old kid. So you're stockpiling 18, 19-year-old kids. Now, that's not going to help you in the NBA. You cannot put out 3 guys that are 21 or younger on the NBA basketball court and expect them to compete at a high level. It's just not going to get done. You mix and match. This is the good teams. They have veterans. They have guys that are in their prime.
Mostly veterans with a couple young guys.
And then maybe 1 or 2 very young guys that's sprinkled in there and some guys that are in their prime. They have a mix it's a perfect mix. But like Phoenix, if they want to tank again, okay, they got Dragan Bender, 20 years old. They got Marquise Chris, 20 years old. Josh Jackson, 20 years old. Devin Booker, 21.
You're not going anywhere.
You're going to bring another 19, 21-year-old kid in? What are you doing?
You know, it's interesting. I've said this for years. I said it at the other place I used to work, that I could never figure out why the Dallas Mavericks aren't better. There's no state tax. So I'm an NBA player. I can move to Dallas. It's right in the middle of the country.
Nice
so
city.
I never have a 7-hour flight. It's Chicago with better weather. It's right in the middle of the country. So for travel, it's great. You get winter weather is not terrible. It ain't Cleveland. No state tax, and I'm a young guy. There's beautiful girls everywhere, beautiful women everywhere in Dallas. And by the way, the arena's downtown next to a Ritz-Carlton. Guys buy those condos at the Ritz-Carlton. You live downtown. It's a great life. And my theory on why Dallas can't get free agents is it's seen as a losing culture, that players don't trust it. And this is part of the whole Cuban tanking thing. It's like, why would I want to go to Philadelphia? The problem with the tanking, it's like, I'm an NBA veteran. I'm like, that's a losing business. The Lakers are bad. They didn't tank. Kobe left. Like, I don't know. How do you view the Dallas Mavericks?
I hate them. They beat me in the Western Conference Finals when I was with the Suns, and when I was with the Heat, beat us in the finals. So I hate the Dallas Mavericks. So good for them to be sucking right now.
You're not a Cuban fan either? What do you like?
No, Cuban is great. Cuban's great.
You like him?
He takes care of his players, and that's what you want from your owner. You want your owner to be engaged, but I don't like the fact that he come out and say, hey, let's lose games. Because I don't like the tanking fact for this reason, too. You can start breeding losing into your players. If you have young players and you're making it seem like it's okay to lose, it's fine to lose. Hey, we're trying to get another player. I mean, that's pretty tough, man, to wear on a kid that needs some development.
Yeah.
You're not teaching them to be a winner. You're teaching them it's okay to lose. You know what I mean? And how about with the Phoenix Suns tank last year, what they did to Eric Bledsoe? They set him on the bench after having a career year to get his replacement and then expected him to be happy with that. That's pretty crazy.
By the way, do you think the Cavs got better with Clarkson, Nance, George Hill, Rodney Hood?
No doubt. They got younger. They got more athletic. Now they can defend. Before it looked like they couldn't guard anybody. They were old. They're really athletic. You got George Hill, who's been there, who's come from that San Antonio lineage, so he knows how to win. Was in Eastern Conference Finals in Indiana. So I like Rodney Hood's game. These guys and Jordan Clarkson. These guys can create off the dribble, and that's what they were lacking. Another guy that can create off the dribble, like Kyrie last year, was a guy that you could lean on to do that. Now you have like 3 guys that you could do it now that, you try to hope that those 3 can give you what Kyrie did. So I think it closed the gap to Golden State, but not over the top, but it put them over the top for coming out the East.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Brad Stevens is a great coach. But if you have never seen the Celtics play this year and you just went to data, and I said, Kristine, you haven't seen them play, here are the stats, you can make a really clear assumption on Boston, is that Brad Stevens, you can make guys play better defense, because defense is about effort. But you can either shoot and you're offensively skilled, Eddie, or you're not. Boston's offensive numbers are garbage with Brad Stevens. Why? Because outside of Kyrie, if he's not hot, you can't make Al Horford a 27-point-a-game guy. Now, I can make Al Horford play better defense. I can have schemes and traps. The Celtics are so limited offensively if Kyrie's not hot. I think it's their undoing against Cleveland.
I think that Jason Tatum, though, is a wild card over there. He's a baby, but he could play, and he could score the basketball. When he gets in that sweet spot, that mid-range area, he's pretty much unstoppable to me. With his size, his quickness, because he could take you off the dribble and he could finish at the rim. He was shooting the 3 so well early on. He's kind of come back down to earth, and I think that's been part of the problem with Boston.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.